here at Flutter Tips, and today we're going to be talking about how to use Dart in Firebase Cloud Functions. Now, Firebase is going to be supporting officially Dart as one of its official programming languages, and that means that we can create some backend logic using the Dart programming language. There are some important limitations that we are going to be talking about a little bit later, but there is actually great news for us, the Flutter developers, because Firebase is one of the most common backend choices that we use. For example, I personally use Firebase for a lot of the projects that I work on. And doing so, when I have to create functions, sometimes you have to deal with context switching. For example, you are working on Flutter using Dart, and then you have to create some backend logic using TypeScript or Python. Now that Dart is going to be officially supported, the context switching is going to be reduced. Another benefit that we're going to be having is that it's going to be easier to share models, or probably parsing data is going to be more performant because we don't have to create, we don't have to parse a lot of data from JSON to our local models in Flutter. Before working on it, there are just a couple of requirements that we have to meet. The first one is that the Firebase client has to be on version 15.15 or 15.15 or above. The second one is that we have to use, or we have to enable the experimental Dart functions feature, because Dart is in experimental state. So that is important to know. That's one of the limitations that we have right now. Beware that, at least not at this moment, it is recommended that we don't use it on production, but we can start playing with it. Now, how we're going to be using it, there's a small, I'm going to be moving to my terminal. And let me check if I have a complete clear folder. And yeah, we are good to go. Okay, the first thing that we have to make sure, or the first requirement that we have to meet, is making sure that we are using Firebase 15.15. So we're going to be running Firebase /version. And in my case, we can see that I'm using version 15.17, so that's good for me. Second thing is that we have to enable the Dart functionalities, and we're using experiments enable Dart functions. So if I enter here, it's going to be telling me that the experiment is enabled. Good. Now we can start using Firebase as we usually do. So I'm going to be running Firebase init functions. And in here, it's going to be telling us if we want to create a project, use an existing project, or another option in here. I'm going to be using an existing project that I already have, and close function start. And since we already have the Dart functions enabled, you can see that I have Dart as a programming language. I'm going to be selecting it, and I'm going to be installing the dependencies. Yes. Would you like to install agent skills? Yeah, that is a very good practice to start doing so. Perfect. Now, you can see that I already have the Firebase JSON and the functions folder. So if I open your IDE, in my case, I'm going to be opening VS Code, and it opening another window. Hang on. Perfect. I'm going to be closing this small window. I'm going to be making a little bit bigger, and there you go. We have our Dart file inside of here. Okay, perfect. Now, some of the limitations that we have, at least that I found, or at the recording of this video, is that we can only use on request and on call. There are a couple of functions that Firebase is using that we can't use on Dart, at least not yet, but there is just a question of, or a matter of time before they are going to be added officially for Dart. To test this, we can just run an emulator and see how it goes. Let me see if I remember correctly. These emulators start, and it is going to be giving me a little bit of information how to test it. So hang on a moment. Let's just wait a couple of moments. Good. Now, to test this, we can just go into this URL. I'm going to be using Postman. I'm going to be passing the URL, the send, and hello from Dart functions. Perfect. Our function is working correctly. Now, if I want to create a small change just to for the purpose of the presentation, we're going to be passing some query param. So let me see if I can do a little bit faster. Return the final name is going to equal to request.url.query parameters name. I believe that's it. Let me just make it null safety. I'm going to be going world. Perfect. Query parameters. Yeah, I believe that everything is in order. Just let me click here and send. Hello from Dart functions. Perfect. Now I just missed the name in here. I'm going to be saving it. I'm just going to be waiting for the function to be good. Sent. Now, if we use our query param, I'm going to be putting my name in it, right? Hello, right, from Dart functions. And there you have it. It's very straightforward how to use Dart on Cloud Functions. Now, as the conclusions, you can see that Dart is finally here. At least in my opinion, or in my situation, I was waiting for a long run for Dart to be a supported language for Firebase. And it is also great news because that means that Dart is becoming more relevant outside of the Flutter, the environment. And though it is still experimental, it is very good that we can start just playing with it. If you want to know more Flutter tips, please don't forget to subscribe in here. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. Happy coding.